Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a reverse dyed double fan folded t-shirt. I washed the shirt in the washing machine and just took it straight out of the washer, so it's just damp with plain water. I haven't soaked it in anything, but I have turned it inside out. I'm grabbing one of the bottom corners of the shirt and folding it up past the opposite shoulder of the shirt, essentially making an uneven diagonal fold across the shirt. Then using a piece of kite string and a piece of chalk, I'm going to draw an arc on the shirt by placing the kite string on the end or the corner of the shirt and using the chalk to draw the arc onto the shirt. I'm going over my line several times just to make sure it's dark enough so that I can see it. Now I'm going to fan fold this line and tie it with some sinew. When I reverse dye, I use sinew because it's wax coated. So the dye remover can't get underneath that wax coating to remove all of the dye from those areas. Once I have this initial line tied, I'm going to continue fan folding on either side of the line and adding sinew lines down the shirt. I'm not really measuring how far I'm putting the sinew lines from each other. I'm just kind of eyeballing it and trying to keep them fairly even. Okay, so now that the shirt is tied, let's begin the dye removal process. For this shirt, I'm going to use a product called Out White Brite Laundry Whitener, and I'm going to remove the color from several shirts all at the same time. I've placed the shirts inside of a plastic tote or tub. I'm going to liberally sprinkle the Out onto all of the shirts. I'm going to go ahead and use the Out product outside since it does have a smell and I don't want that in my tie-dye area. I'm also going to use my respirator when I do this process because the Out is a powder and I don't want to inhale it. This particular shirt is the one at the bottom of the video. I'm going to pour some boiling hot water over the top of the shirts. You'll see when I add the hot water, it immediately starts to remove the color. The out will start to bubble and the color will immediately begin to be removed from the shirts. I don't have enough water in this pan to cover the shirts, so I'm going to add a little bit more boiling hot water. I'm also going to sprinkle some more out into the container just because I want to make sure I get most of the color removed from the shirts. It's also pretty cold outside today, so I want to do this process pretty fast before my water cools off. I'm also going to use a spoon that I got from the dollar store and stir the shirts around a little bit just to make sure that they get all the way underneath this solution. I went ahead and turned the shirts over too, just to check to make sure the backside was doing okay. As you can tell, the color remover worked really quickly, and it removed most of the color, at least the color that I can see. I think from beginning to end, I only left the shirts in the color remover for about 4 to 5 minutes. I checked a few of the folds and it looks like the color remover had already done its work, so I went ahead and took the shirts to the sink and I rinsed them out really well in just some warm water. I went ahead and left this shirt tied and threw it in the washing machine along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent. Then I pulled it out of the washer and stuck it into the soda ash solution. I let it soak for about 20 to 30 minutes and wrung it out of my Panda spin dryer. Then I put it aside to allow it to dry out. It's not completely dry, but pretty close. As you can see, the sinew's in pretty good shape even after going through the color remover and the washer and back through my spin dryer. There was one spot right at the very end where the sinew came loose, so I just cut that piece off and added a rubber band in its place. Starting at the very end, I'm going to add Tropical Dream from Dharma Trading Company, followed by Plum from Dharma Trading Company, Royal Blue from Dharma Trading Company, Red Violet from Dharma Trading Company, Caribbean Blue, which is a Dharma Trading Company color, and Bubblegum from Pro Chemical and Dye. I'm trying to saturate each of these areas really well. This is a pretty thick fold and I want to make sure I get plenty of dye into the middle of the shirt. I don't want a lot of white or undyed areas left. I'm starting over with Tropical Dream and I'm going to continue the color pattern on the remaining areas. I'm going to add a little bit more color to each one of these sections just to make sure I get really good color saturation. Then I'm going to set the shirt aside and allow it to process for at least 24 hours. Remember, it's always important to put the shirt into a space that is at least above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The dye needs to be in a warm enough space to react and bond properly with the shirt. After 24 hours, I took the shirt to my sink and began rinsing in cold water. I rinse in the cold water to rinse out any of the excess soda ash. Then I gradually warm the water up and continue rinsing to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the shirt. After a while, I went ahead and added some hot water to my sink, put a little bit of Dawn dish detergent into the sink, and just allowed the shirt to soak. I kept changing out the water and repeating the process until the water was almost clear. Then I put the shirt into my washing machine along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent, washed it in hot water, and then threw it in the dryer. And this is what our shirt looks like. I really like the way this shirt turned out. I've done this design for quite a while, and I've done a few liquid dyes on this design, but most of the time I do inclined ice dye. This is my first time trying it with a reverse dye, and I really like it. I think that all the dark lines that were left in the shirt from the reverse dyeing make all the colors really pop. I really like the color combination too. So hey, if you guys have enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would hit the big red subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.